And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side. Is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW? Hello everybody, how are you all doing? It's me, Mr. Flynn. We're back again for ACC Season 9. How crazy is that? Hello to everybody in the chat. And look at this. 36 drivers participating. And we're only at round 1 here at the lovely track of Spa. Absolutely crazy. Wow, we're on board a car number 992 at the moment with 2 minutes of free practice, shall we say, remaining, and then we'll get proceeding with the qualifying format here. But we're on board with the Porsche right now, and I must say that livery is it's looking absolutely fantastic, and all the other liveries today on track, they look crazy, they look great. So we've got a fun packed season of awesome liveries to look out for, especially the racing action as well. But I just can't get over, I'm flabbergasted. 36 cars on the track right now. It's going to be a busy one, but let's go on board with some other drivers, I guess, for now, to get free practice finished with. But for some reason the audio is not coming through. Why is that not coming through? It's a good start. Okay, it's now switched to the output. That's a good start. Let me just get the audio for you because it's all decided to switch over. So there we go. You should be able to hear the game now. Fingers crossed, which I believe you can. SK, how we doing, buddy? I see you're a 992 supporter. Lovely to hear. Can't wait to see how 992 does tonight and all the other drivers on the grid. I've heard we've got some esports drivers as well, so this could get a bit spicy. Very spicy. But we'll see how we do with on board now with Alan Brown, FRL Racing Team, car number 738 in the Aston Martin, flying now through Sector 1, down obviously to Sector 2 really. Trying to get some, maybe a push lap in, maybe a quali lap, maybe potentially, we'll see. But they look quite confident heading out of Sector 1 to Sector 2, so we'll see how it goes. Who else we got? We've got a yellow flag, someone stopped up through a rouge, that's car 83. That's going to be, who would that be? Who's the culprit of the yellow flag? That'd be a Lamborghini driver. Let's go on board of 949. There we go. Got Lucas in the Ferrari. Lovely jubbly. We do have some more that we could look at. Let's have a look at... Oh, a lap time that's coming right now. 2 minute 19.072. That one's going out to Joe Kelly. In the Mountain Dew livery. In the Ferrari. That does look a little bit nice, I will say. First time seeing a livery like that, so there we go. There we go. But they're back in the pit lane. We've got Darkness on track right now, one of the management here at Phoenix Sim Sport. And they've got a Wowzer Bowser livery. And that's very creative, I must say. So, yeah, we've got a lot of creative liveries this season. I think Darkness's livery is the most creative of them all, as that's now free practice done and dusted. So we're going to get a few more cars to cross the line, and then we can proceed to the next session. We have car number 94. If I can find them on my list somewhere, but it doesn't seem to appear. So we'll go on board with a few others, like car 57 now. I believe they're on a final push lap, so we're right on board with Lily to see how they get on in the McLaren. Light mode, I know, right, Sorbine, how we doing, buddy? Welcome on into the stream. Yeah, we can do SK, yeah, that's fine. We'll get some more of that on board in qualifying. You know. Well, that was your idea, was it, Kevin? My apologies. My apologies on that one. I mean, I do like the livery. It is quite nice, I must say. But no, I must say, SK, that 992 livery does be looking fantastic. Who's gonna win? Well, to be honest, Soybean, it's a bit difficult to say right now because obviously we've got a few new faces for Season 9 of ACC, so I would say Ackerman, but I've heard there's a few esports drivers in the league, so I'm not too sure at the moment. We'll find out in qualifying who's the fastest driver on track may be, but here we go then, into qualifying. No idea what lap time Lily was setting there, so we're just going to click drive and get on with qualifying as we have the drivers now leaving the pit lane. And first on the list is going to be car number 72, which is Jimmy Lin in the wonderful Mercedes AMG at car number 72. A very basic but lovely livery, and we'll just wait for the cars to make their way through the first couple of corners and the first 3 sectors, and then we'll get some cracking qualifying laps on. You're thinking Nico, okay. Okay, I mean, Joe is very talented with creating liveries, so hats off to him. Ollie as well, very good at it as well. So yeah, like I said, hats off to them because they do a fab job at making liveries. But look at this. I've never seen Phoenix Simsport ACC when I was racing for this league. It's just crazy how many cars are on track at the moment. But look at the build up, and we're only entering sector 2. Wow, it is crazy. It is crazy. That's what I mean, Soybean. It's absolutely crazy how busy the track is right now. It's so ramped up. It's so compact. Like, if we go on board of, like, I don't know, car number 139, who's actually got a gap at the moment, so you can't really see a build difference with them. So if we go on board with, I don't know, let's go on board with Spinner. You can see that pack build up there. If we go on board of his bonnet cam, you can see drivers ahead of him, drivers trying to get past him. The Lamborghini making a few overtakes there, which I don't believe you're allowed to do due to the rule of no overtaking in the final sector. But enough about that. Let's go on board with car number 72, Jimmy Lin, in the Mercedes AMG as they're about to start a lap time around this lovely, famous circuit at Spa. Down into turn 1, known as La Source. You want to go as much to the right hand side as you possibly can and try and hit the apex to a decent amount, and then try and get a wide exit to get the best traction and the best speed, and then you got to go through and possibly flat out for a Rouge. That did sound flat out, so credits to Jimmy Lin for managing to do that. I think the Ferraris may struggle today with going flat out in a Rouge because you have to lift a little bit here and there, so we'll just see how they get on. But on board with Jimmy Lin still, heading down to the 7, 8 and 9 area, and then turns 10 and 11 very, very shortly. But so far their lap is completely valid, shall we say. They've managed to hit every single apex so far, and yeah, you want to hug this inside right hand side line as much as possible, because if you don't and you go wide, you can actually lose a lot of time there, which I found out when I've just been racing around this track for fun really in open lobbies. But into turn number 12 now. He just looks so committed on the power. Like, I can't hit any lifting going on it, especially through a Rouge. That was crazy. I just can't go flat out for a Rouge, which is just a shock to me, shall we just say. So it just goes to show I'm not very talented, is it? I'm not talented, so I'll just shush and let the professionals take over as we're now down into turn 16. Then it's basically completely flat out now all the way till turns number 19 and 20, where you get to that little tight chicane and then you cross the line, and then that's the lap time done and dusted. So we will see what Jimmy Lin can do in the Mercedes AMG. Then we'll go on board hopefully with a few more other drivers to see what kind of lap times they are doing. As you can see, all the blue dots on the map as well are invalidations, and I'm guessing that's going to be probably through a Rouge because that's such a tricky corner to get right. But as Jimmy Lin now crosses the line, what is the benchmark going to be? a 2 minutes 17.770. Can anybody else do any destruction? It's Oosby on pole position now at 2 minutes 17.205. Fab from him right there. Let's go on board with car number, I don't know, let's go on board with 16. That's going to be Hazard, Bean Boys Racing in the lovely Lamborghini. Car number 16 now making their way through the final sector. And once again, the Lamborghini straight line speed is decent, but I believe the Ferrari is a little bit better than the Lamborghini in a straight line. Into the chicane now of 19 and 20. He has completely missed the apex there and gone way too deep into that corner, so that would have lost him a lot of time. So as Hazard crosses the line, he goes P5 and he does a 2 minute 19.205, which is that final chicane part. He just went too deep and that completely confuffled his lap time. On board now with a few more drivers, but they have invalidated on their lap times, I believe. So we're going to go on board with Alan Brown in the Aston Martin at car number 738, coming down into the chicane part. Hopefully it doesn't go deep like the Lamborghini did, and they don't. They do their braking zone to perfection there, and they're currently down in P24, but when they cross the line, it's going to be a whopping P number 13, 2 seconds off the pace, but their benchmark lap time for now is a 2 minute 19.315. And looking elsewhere on the track, drivers still trying to find lap times. And we're going to go on board with the lovely Porsche of car number 992. They're about to start a lap here at this lovely circuit, but they've got it all wrong at turn 1, shall we say, in sector 1. They've just drifted off completely, and that could be their lap time potentially eliminated for now. So we'll come back to them in just a few moments' time. We're going to go on board then with Zach Webb. And if you can't guess where that livery is from, then let me tell you where it's from, because that's absolutely looking fantastic. And if you want to know where it's from, if you're a big Formula 1 fan, you will know that's from the Alfa Romeo kick livery. You know, the green and black that Alfa Romeo are sponsoring for the F1 season for 2024. And Zach Webb's gone, you know what, I want to have that livery as well. And I must say, first time seeing it, wow, it looks absolutely gorgeous, but they have backed off their lap time as well, so we won't get to see them fly around the track in that awesome livery. So let's go on board with the dominant Shanae for spinning diamonds now in the Lamborghini, and I was not expecting that livery to be like that, but they literally just crossed the line right now, so we missed that lap time. It was a 2 minute 17.102. So Shanae, loving the livery, and seems to be very competitive here at Spa. But the person that is on pole position at the moment is going to be Ackerman, a 2 minute 16.792, and they're racing for Team Rocket once again this season. And they were in the what car was it? It was the I forgot what car they were last season. I've actually forgotten. It will come back to me at some point, but they've decided this season they're going to change to the McLaren, which is an interesting choice, but they do what they want to do, and it does seem that Ackerman may suit the McLaren just a little bit more, as his straight line speed is a little bit better, I would say, and the turning in the McLaren, absolutely fantastic. Let's find some more lap times, shall we? Because we've got a lot of improvements happening on track, and a few lap times that aren't being set just yet, like on board with Canton now, car number 94 in the lovely Ferrari, down in position 32, but they're a second up on their Delta at the moment, but they've gone very wide there at turn 12, so that is probably going to be their lap time. I wouldn't say over and done with, but that does unfortunately mean they have lost a lot of time just for going wide there. So we're going to go on board with Julian now in the Lamborghini. They're racing for Ravage, I think that's what it says, Phantoms Motorsport, car number 301. They're going to cross the line. Where are they going to go compared to everybody else on the grid? Wow, okay, they're going to go P2. I was not expecting that. A 10th away from Ackerman, and they've done a whopping lap time of a 2 minute 16.926 5, sorry. This qualifying just got very, very spicy with how competitive the top 8 are looking, but this whole grid is looking so close, which is absolutely wonderful to see. Going on board with Wilson then in the Ferrari, car number 673, 7/10 up on their Delta at the moment, approaching the final couple of corners in the final sector, which is sector 3. Hopefully they can get their braking zone to perfection in the chicane part of turn number 19 and 20, which we're approaching right now. And do they get it to perfection? Yes, they do. Absolutely lovely stuff there. They're going to cross the line with a big, I'd say, improvement, and they're going to go up the grid order to... Never mind. They're not going to change, and I believe they unfortunately invalidated somewhere on the track, but the game didn't want to tell me they invalidated, so big ups. The game, shall we say. What else can we look on board with? We've gone on board with Andrew Taggart now, going with that old livery they first used when custom liveries were introduced to the lovely community of Phoenix Sim Sport. And look at that livery that Mav is running. It looks absolutely fantastic. But now, Taggart's going to cross the line. Currently P11. Can they improve their position a little bit more? They can. They go to P8. 8/10 away from pole position. This grid, I know I'm saying it so many times, but it's looking absolutely spicy. So let's see how we do. And especially the viewers right now, the wonderful people watching, I bet you're enjoying this as much as I am right now, because it is just a crazy qualifying to watch. Like, we have Stefan in the lovely Porsche now. Part number 336. They are 4/10 up on their lap time at the moment, and they could challenge potentially for pole position if this car ahead of them is on an outlap or a cooldown lap. So hopefully they don't get in their way, because this is a really mighty improvement, and I'm not going to say what the improvement is at the moment, because I don't want to jinx them. I don't want to curse them, because this improvement is looking big. So I'm going to keep it zipped. We'll keep on board with them as they're down in sector 2 at the moment. Come into turns number 13, 14 and 15. They're getting ever so much closer to the car ahead of them at the moment of time. So they could benefit as well. Even though they might be getting a bit of dirty air, they could benefit a very good slipstream right now all the way to the chicane. So that's something to watch out for, and also beneficial. So there's no discipline with that at all. So as we make our way through this lovely flat out sector of sector 3, heading to the chicane now, get their braking zone to perfection, and they do. That was lovely to see. Where's the Porsche going to go when he crosses the line? It could be pole position. And is it going to be pole position? It isn't going to be pole position, but he is 17 thousandths of a second away from it. 2 minutes 16.722. Oh, it is getting crazy, chat. Right then. What else we got? Let's have a look here. Also, big improvement. Let's go on board with the lovely Viper Strikes. Shall I say Joe with Viper. Car number 96 in the lovely Ferrari. Running some lovely sponsors as well. Currently down in P31. Looking to make their way up the grid order just a little bit more if they can. And they do take a lot to the runoff curb there. But they do go P28. Big improvement there at 2 minute 20.217, and currently their teammate sitting in P24, which is suffocating, at 2 minute 19.682. So those two probably going to try and work together this race, and so far both of them, I think they'll be happy with where they are at the moment. I would say they'll be very happy to be where they are. Right then, let's go on board with number 4 now. That's a lovely livery. Wow, that's very detailed. A lot of different mixed colours on that one, I must say. So we'll keep on board with them to see how they get on. They've gone up and through a Rouge, making their way to 7, 8 and 9. with a very fast approaching car behind them. So we'll see what they do here. They're currently in P31 and they are struggling, I'd say, to find time at the moment. So that is unfortunate, but it does happen. So fingers crossed they'll be able to find a little bit more time to make their way up the grid order. We have got yellow flags, and it's Andrew Taggart, car number 49. They are round, I wouldn't say fully round, but they kind of caused yellow flags around 11 and 12 area, so I'm not too sure. And actually the McLaren there has completely gone straight on, and that is probably aborting a lap with 4 minutes of qualifying to go. So we're going to go on board with Shanae now. They are improving on their lap time by ever so much, but I don't think it's going to be enough for pole position as they cross the line now. And they go P3, a tenth away from pole, but they have done a 2 minute 16.892. This is looking very, very close. And it could be at anyone's favour now for taking pole. Literally anybody's width, it is there to steal. So it could be Ackerman, it could be Shanae, it could be P2, it could be P4, it could be P5, it could be Ousby in P6, it could be anyone, because they're looking competitive. Every single one of them is looking competitive. Imagine, Rose, I've just seen the bit count. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say, you know. I don't know what to say. You know what Mav's like. He's a bit of a cheeky sod, he is. Right then. On board with Zach Webb now. In that lovely kick livery. And their ACC name is actually Stake ACC Team, which is lovely to see. And they're about a second up on their lap time at the moment. Finally getting a push lap in this lovely livery, so we're going to keep on board of them to see where they could go compared to the rest of the other drivers on the grids. We know Zach Webb last season was looking very competitive, did get some good qualifying laps in to obviously go and challenge for the top three, but as the race went on, they had a bit of bad luck with a bit of contact or just driver error in general, and just unable to score a podium, even though they got a really good qualifying lap in. So let's see if this season, if they can do a little bit better and have a little bit more luck, shall we say. But now in the flat out sector, sector 3, which is literally flat out, until obviously you get to the chicane part of 19 and 20, Zach Webb is going to cross the line very, very shortly, and this is going to be an almighty improvement if he just keeps it all together nice and tidy. And it's going to go to P17, 1.8 off the pace, but it's a 2 minute 18.560, and I think with how close the grid is at the moment, I think he'll be very happy with that one. He'll be very happy. On board with car number 301 in the Lamborghini, Julian in the flat out area now. Just listen to the roar of that engine. Listen to the roar. You could just hear. There's so much commitment, no lift whatsoever. But he is looking for a very good improvement right now into the chicane. Better this time on the brakes. And it could be pole position. It could just happen. Is it up for grabs? It isn't. It is nowhere near pole. So I'm guessing that was his outlap. But it was telling me he was improving. So I don't really know what's going on in my ACC control thing tonight, because 1 minute is saying there is valid times, then 1 minute isn't. So it's you know, it's looking good. It's looking good. You know, confusion is happening, shall we say. So definitely not what I deal, and definitely not what I need right now, but it's fine. It is fine. We will find someone else. And we could go on board with Marcel. Car number 139. Had a very good season at the start of Season 8. And then just had a bit of bad luck towards the end, I believe. We've got yellow flags somewhere on the track. That's car number 46, and that's on the Kemmel Straits. So they're probably aborted. And that will be their qualifying done and dusted, because I've just realised we've got 30 seconds remaining. So that is it. No more qualifying. You're done. So let's see what the few final drivers can produce around this track and who will be taking pole position. That's the big question we want to know. As Marcel crosses the line for the final time in qualifying, and he goes to P15, 1.4 off the pace, a 2 minutes 18.175. If they're fueled up just a little bit more, they could get one more push lap in this. On board once again with the Lamborghini driver of car number 301, making their way through sector 3, the flat out section now. Qualifying done and dusted. They are up by 0.2 of a second at the moment. Can they challenge and go for pole position? Because they are looking like they want to try, and if they could, I think they'll be very pleased with a pole with the opening race of this season, season 9 here at ACC, round number 1 here at the lovely famous track of Spa, in the final chicane part now of 19 and 20. They're going to cross the line. Is it going to be pole? Is it going to happen for the Lamborghini? They cross the line and they do go on pole position at 2 minutes 16.625. Anybody else able to compete? That's going to be a no for Ackerman, no for P3, and no for Oosby. So it looks like at the moment the Lamborghini is on pole, because no one else is close enough to steal it away. So he'll be very pleased and pleasant with that one, as we're going to have Brown cross the line right now. They're going to improve on their lap time, but not going to, unfortunately, improve on position. We do have Bean Boys Racing rounding the final corner now to cross the line, and they're going to improve on their lap time but not improve on position. They're going to stay P13. Any more lap times to happen? Any more? We've got Joel Kelly now in the Mountain Dew livery. They cross the line. They're currently P17 and they stay P17. Anybody else? I think Wilson's on the lap, so we'll keep on board with Wilson for now. But that was lovely to watch, I must say. A very competitive grid. I'm in shock. Ackerman and Julian separated by 5 thousandths. And then the Porsche in P3, car number 336, 97 thousandths. Oh, it is spicy. And that is obviously Wilson in the background backing off and returning to garage as well. But wow, that is a stellar qualifying. Stellar. Wow. Wow. I did not think qualifying was going to be that crazy. But trust me, that was crazy. So as you can see here, if we go all the way to P number 1, if I alt tab out of the game, you can see all the lovely liveries and all the lovely cars chilling in the pit lane. But that is your grid so far, from P1 down to P20. Look how close that is. That's crazy. That was P1 to P20, and P20 was 1.9 away from the pace. I have no words. What am I meant to say? That was absolutely insane. Right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time, right? 4 minutes and 35 seconds, right? Until the race begins. I need your predictions and I need your help. Who do you think is going to be taking the race win here today for the opening race of Spa, right? What are the strategies you're thinking? Obviously, because it's a 60-minute race around this circuit, so a mandatory pit stop is required. Who's going to win? What's the strategies? And anything else you want to let me know about, feel free to let me know in the chat right now. Whilst you do that, I'm going to show you, right, a quick highlight reel. That's the lovely Sinead did show. And trust me, it was fantastic, right? It was amazing. So whilst we chill in the, I'd say the helicam maybe, or We'll go in the TV cam because that's just, I don't know, that's a bit of a dull one, so... Actually, no, we'll keep it on that for now. But, yeah, I'm going to show you a lovely highlight reel that was done last season by the wonderful Sinead, which, if you were here earlier, you would have seen at the start of the stream. But enjoy this, because trust me, it's fantastic. My voice, though, probably, you know, a little bit cringe. I'm only joking. But Sinead done a wonderful job. Here you go. And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side. Is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW? And there we go. How fantastic does that look? For my eyes, with the work that Sinead's done, that looks brilliant. But we've still got around about 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So, yeah, we've still got a bit of time to kill. But, yeah, indeed, Phoenix Sinspot in the chat. Here we go, folks. That is right. We are going racing for an hour at Spa with how many cars? Are you ready? 37 cars on track right now. Wow. Wow, it's crazy to think that I'm going to have to try and keep my eyes peeled for 37 cars racing around Spa. But hopefully, if you're racing and you're trying to watch at the same time, pretty please, I beg, be careful through a Rouge when the race starts. Just be careful. Very careful, and we'll be fine. Totally not darkness here. Imagine. You know what, Webby? I have to agree. Your livery, it is looking good. Should we see it? Should we see it again on stream? Should we have a look at it? Let's have a look. Let's go on board of it. Where is it? Can we get a better angle? I mean, you can see it there in the helicam. It does look nice, though. It looked nice on the stream. When you were doing your quali lap to P17, from 23rd to 17, wow, that did look nice. I'm not even joking. That looked absolutely fantastic. But wow, look at all the different colours we've got this season. Bowser is the best. I mean, it's an interesting livery, I must say. And I wasn't expecting to see that, but it is a good livery, to be honest. Bowser. It does look nice. Very colourful. Very colourful. But I guess it's time for a formation lap around this lovely circuit of Spa, and then we're going to get into some racing for an hour. So fasten your seatbelts, because it's time to go racing after the formation lap. So who's ready? Because we're going to have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The session has now begun. Formation lap should be underway by the Lamborghini, taking us away any second. There he goes. He is moving. Let's go on board with him. And let's do this. I mean, Quinn as well, buddy. That livery as well, looking great. Every single livery looking great today. It's a very colourful grid this season. I'd say last season, I would say, honestly, last season did look plain with liveries. But this season, wow, is all I'm going to say. Wow, wow, wow. It looks good. Colourful and good. But whilst we're waiting for the racing to begin, let me just get this sorted. There we go. That's that done. So we have the overall standings on our left-hand side. I say standings. Driver positions, shall we say. So obviously we can keep an eye on if there's any position swaps or anything else crazy. Oh, we won't take long. This season liveries makes you want to say wowzers bowsers. Should we go on board with Darkness to see the livery? Where is he? There we go. There it is. There it is. In the BMW this season once again. There is the Wowzer Bowser skin. Making its way into Sector 2 now. There it is. There it is. We could go on board with Mr. Zach Webb as well, because look at that kick livery. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. Looks really, really nice. We'll flick through some of the liveries though. That's a nice little angle, isn't it? To see all the liveries making their way down into number 12. Not long to go, chat. Not long to go. Patience is key in life, but we've literally not got long to go, trust me. Rightio then, I guess it's going to be time to get on board once again with car number 301, as they're actually in Sector 3 and they're almost making their way to the starting procedure of this race. Obviously it won't begin at the start and finish. I believe it will begin near is it turn 1? Somewhere around there, with how many cars are that are all on the grid. So we'll just wait to see what happens. But there's Ackerman in the background, running wheel to wheel with him. Let's have a look then. All the drivers getting in a double formation file now, as they make their way to the chicane of 19 and 20. All the drivers currently on the track right now. No penalties to be served at the beginning of the round, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And we just wait for the 5 green lights to go out, and we can start racing at this lovely, lovely circuit of Spa. Sit tight, folks. Get the popcorn, get the drinks. It's going to be an hour of racing and a lot of entertainment to get us started with. There is the grid for tonight. 37 cars on track. Absolutely crazy. The Lamborghini of 301 leading the way down to Arouge. It will be green flag racing any second time when the final car gets into turn 1. So any moment now is going to be the 5 green lights, and it's lights out, and it's away we go. It's a very poor start, I'd say, by the Lamborghini, but just able to get ahead of Ackerman into and through Arouge. And there are some drivers going side by side into Arouge, but possible with no contact, which is lovely to see. And it looks like every single driver has made it safely through, except car number 96 having a bit of a spin there, or potentially making contact with another driver. And we can see there the little position thing on the left hand side going a little bit crazy, but that will sort itself out eventually once this first lap of racing has begun. But it's a very good start by car number 301 in the Lamborghini, which is Julian. A very good start by him, still in P1, and I must say, looking good for him. Ackerman slots into P2. Did try to challenge the Lamborghini at the start, had the better launch, but just wasn't able to get ahead of the Lamborghini going to Arouge. Right then, what are the gaps between drivers? Well, we've got a few drivers within 9 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths, and then we've got P6, or should I say P7, 1.3 away from P6, so there's already gaps beginning to form, and we've only had a minute of racing so far, so it could get interesting. But the Lamborghini, dream start for him. So we'll keep an eye and see how his progress unfolds. We'll go on board with Marcel now, currently down in P16, looking very close to the rear wing, almost of that Aston Martin. It's all about exits here at Spa, because the slipstream is absolutely crazy. And Marcel looks like he's got the run on the Aston Martin, which is Brown. So Brown could be under massive pressure as we make our way down to the chicane of 19 and 20. Is Marcel going to be brave enough and wanting to go for the move now? Late on the brakes. He's going to pull out to the left-hand side now. He is going to go late on the brakes into 19 and 20, but isn't late enough, and the Aston Martin keeps ahead for now. He has gone deep, though. He's actually made contact with the Aston Martin, and that has kerfuffled the drivers a little bit. Big pile up behind happening. Big one. And it looks like some cars are making it through and making slight contact. Marcel is backing off there to probably let the Aston Martin through, and showing some very good sportsmanship right there, but definitely not ideal, making contact into the chicane of 19 and 20. Yeah, I'm glad Marcel's thinking to give up the opportunities of moves there and give them back. So that is unfortunate to see. So some drivers right now could be with damage. I wouldn't say bad damage, light damage, but no, that was an interesting move. But I'll see what happened is, all it was, Marcel went deep, tried to correct himself, didn't realise the Aston Martin was going to break that much out of 20, and Marcel just spun him round, and that's where the chaos began with gaps and everything. But you know, it happens, it's just racing, so we'll just let the stewards look at that investigation. But enough about that, back to the racing action now. On board with Lily, trying to compete with Andrew Taggart, who's currently in P12, and no major overtakes happening at this moment. The gaps are staying roughly around 8 tenths to 3 tenths of a second, but yeah. The lead right now is comfortable for the Lamborghini. Ackerman around about 5 tenths behind, so nothing much he can do at the moment, but except wait for the Lamborghini to make a major mistake, which is lovely to see. But we're going to go on board with Jimmy Lin in the Mercedes AMG. Car number 72. Showed some very good pace last season and a dominant performance from Season 8, especially around Valencia, and somehow managed to steal, I believe it was P2 or P3 away from a driver. So that was actually on the highlights reel, the final bit, with it, if it was going to be McLaren or Mercedes. But that was lovely to commentate and lovely to watch as well. But Lin around about 3 tenths behind of a Ferrari of 949, but isn't close enough to go for the move, is he? No, he isn't. He's nowhere near. So into the chicane is going to be all about exits once again. Just exits, get the perfect exit, and you'll be fine. And nothing challenging yet, shall we say. Yellow flag, so that is Zach Webb having a moment there and actually spinning, shall we say, through a corner or a flat out corner. You wouldn't expect to happen unless he's had contact with a driver. He's currently chilling at turn number 18, losing so many positions there. There's another position gone, Darkness trying to compete on Darkness up the inside there of 19 and 20, and Darkness able to get through. The Aston Martin peels into the pit lane, potentially to repair some body damage. Oh, Zach Webb, what happened there? He'll be frustrated with that one, but that is going to be heartbreak for Zach. But happiness for, I'll say, Darkness and car number 992 and a few other drivers who got past Zach Webb after that moment of a spin, because that gives them a free position really. So there you go. But Zach Webb could be under pressure here from suffocating as we make our way through a Rouge now. Let's see if he's struggling with a little bit of damage on the car. He has gone off there, off track just a little bit, and that could mean suffocating, could put the pressure a pilot on Zach Webb as we make our way now down to turns number 7, 8 and 9. Is Ollie going to go up the inside? He's looking to the inside. He is looking. He is going to go for the move. Late on the brakes, the Ferrari does, and is able to get the move done. Does go deep, but is going to give the position back to Zach Webb as he went off track, which is fair dues. That is good sportsmanship once again. But yeah, like I said, Zach Webb will be feeling that one, and a bit of a heartbreak, shall we say, bit of a heartbreak. But he is going to try and get the move done here on the 992 Porsche, shall we say. So let's keep an eyes peeled if he does get the move done, because we're going to go on board with Oosby in just a second. It looks like he isn't, so we're going to go on board with Oosby because he's looking very, very close to the Porsche of 336. Oosby obviously in the Ferrari, a different livery as well this season, looking absolutely fantastic. Let's see, can he go late on the brakes into 19 and 20 now? He's going to look to the inside. He's going to try and go late on the brakes and hopefully make the Porsche go deep, and does make the Porsche go deep. So if Oosby can get a good exit here, he could get a move done. But the Porsche, just a better exit, is able to keep ahead of the Ferrari for now. But the Ferrari is going to try and challenge potentially into turn 1. That's going to be a no. He's waiting for the right moment. And I've just realised as well is that Ackerman has taken the lead of this race. So he's made a move on the track somewhere. We'll see if we can get a replay of that overtake. But we're actually going to go back on board with the top two as they make their way through a Rouge. Look at that. The Lamborghini is so committed there. He's going to try and pile the pressure on Ackerman now. Ackerman and the Lamborghini are going to fight it out. Let's see how they get on. Up and to turns number 7, 8 and 9. They may or may not make contact. Let's see if they're going to try and go side by side. And they're fully both committed. But it's the Lamborghini. There is contact, and Ackerman does get a slightly pushed off track there. The Lamborghini gets through, but Ackerman losing 2 positions almost. And it could be 3 positions now, as we're almost going 3 wide in the background, going on board with this battle. Oosby up the inside, trying to get the move done. And, oh, it's so close to contact. But Ackerman is still inches and inches ahead. And, Ackerman does stay ahead for now. But Oosby, with a good exit here, just isn't able to get ahead. But wow, I was saying there might be contact, and indeed there was contact. Shanae now getting involved in a little spicy battle with I believe that's the Nissan going way too wide, and that invites Shanae up and into another position, which is going to be P5 for now, which you'll be very glad and happy with. And we do have the Ferrari now trying to challenge and get a move done on a P6, which is going to be Canton, Carnival 94. And that Nissan just looks like it's struggling just a little bit on corner exits and corners as well. But what I've just realised as well is it's just absolutely carnage. The realisation of carnage, and I just realised that now, is crazy. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Because there's content and it's crazy. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Kevin. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Kappa. I see what you mean. SMH, but look at this, the Ferrari going late on the brakes, trying to get a better exit on the Nissan. Is he going to get it done? Doesn't look like he is. But right now, the Lamborghini 1.2 away from Ackerman. That gap is opening ever so much, so Ackerman could be running with a little bit of damage, which definitely isn't ideal for himself. Let's go on board with car number 66, who could get a move done into the chicane of 19 and 20 in that lovely, very shiny McLaren there. And is he going to get it done? No, he isn't. So in the background we see a bit of a fight happening, a bit of a scrap, and that's both Aston Martins going at it. Blue flags are being waved, so someone's getting lapped already on the track, which is absolutely crazy. But let's go back on board with the top 4 now, because that's all getting a bit spicy, because Shanae is trying to pile the pressure already, and we're only 10 minutes into the racing action, so we've got a long night ahead of us. Long night. Because Shanae is a monster. He is not a human being. He will like send it somewhere where you wouldn't expect it, but also he knows where not to send it to cause chaos and big contact. So Shanae, he knows what he's doing. Ackerman on the other hand, he knows what he's doing. He's had a bit of a shove, a bit of a bargy with Julian, who's currently in P1. But if Ackerman just gets his mindset in the game, gets his head switched on, he'll be able to close down that gap again. We're on board with Stepan, attempting to potentially make an overtake on the Ferrari of Oosby now. Obviously in sector 3, it should all be flat out, but you could get it wrong and spin around, which definitely isn't ideal, because that'll lose you a lot of time, and will lose you a lot of wear, and give you a lot of wear on your tyres especially. Look at that, the Porsche is flying. Is the Porsche going to be close enough to go for A cheeky dive? He thinks not. Oh, someone's off. Someone's gone straight. That's a Lamborghini sitting there. Oh, that's car 37. Not car 37, sorry. That's car 83 in position 37. That is the one that's causing the blue flags because they're told to get out of the way or something because they're the lapped car. So definitely not ideal, but they're done and dusted and in the pit lane. That could be their race over maybe, but that'd be unfortunate to see with only 12 minutes of racing so far. So yeah, not ideal, but it is what it is. The Porsche getting it completely wrong there through Rouge, almost losing the car. And in doing so, here goes Shanae for an overtake on the Kemmel straight now, heading down to turn 7, 8, and 9. But before we even get to the braking zone, Shanae says, thank you very much. I will take P4. But the Porsche for a second there thought of a cheeky move. And in doing so, he got a bit too cheeky and almost lost the car himself. So I'm glad he managed to save it. But wow, he did send it there. And Shanae said, no, I'm not going to take that. Committed. And managed to keep the position. That's now Shanae up into P4, by the way. And now chasing off to Ousby. This fight could now get interesting between those three now. That could be a good one to watch. Right then. Any close battles? Yes, we have Lynn, and that's Jimmy Lynn, shall we say, trying to switch left and right and actually get past there. I believe that's going to be the Ferrari of car 46, and that's now Jimmy Lynn up into P16 now. So they are making moves left, right, and centre, and that's someone else off track now. I think that's George. That is George off track. Oh my goodness, Jimmy Lynn's gone way too wide there, and that is George swerving and weighing in the background. Oh my goodness. We need to get a replay of that because that was absolutely crazy. Jimmy Lynn still, I believe, in P16. But how on earth they managed to avoid that contact? That is another story to be told. Let's see if we can find the replay of that because that was absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, I don't think we are going to get a replay of that. But you just saw the kick livery in the background going around the corner and then just losing the back end. So there you have it. That was a bit of a scary one to watch, shall we say. But let's go on board with P7 now. Kenzo in the Porsche, nearly said Ferrari, no idea why. Car number 9, look at that gorgeous livery as we make our way through a Rouge. Just look at that. That looks fantastic. But let's get a bit of a bonnet cam and let's see what their straight line speed is like. Ignoring the mirror cam, which I may have forgot to disable, so you don't see the top part, alright chat? You just see nothing. It looks like this straight line speed isn't as powerful because obviously if you're in a Ferrari, it's going to be way, way better. It just is, which is absolutely crazy. But now we're going to go on board with Joel Kelly. They're trying to battle away, I believe, with that was the Porsche of car number 15. Just isn't able to get by, but actually might or was looking for an opportunistic move there, but not able to get it done. That's him in P13 still, and that's going to be Amar in P12 at the moment. So we'll come back to that little spicy battle in just a bit. But I say spicy battles, gaps starting to open. People are coming into the pit lanes. Especially George, who look at that McLaren, it's very heavily damaged. Ark in the pit lane as well. Who else is in the pit lane? That's going to be Stepan in the pit lane as well. So a few drivers in the pit lane. Not too sure what's actually going on. They could be just doing some early pit stops so they don't have to box again. We have got Wilson having a bit of a spicy battle now with I believe that's suffocating in the background, and it's also going to be Zach Webb. So Wilson currently in P22, Zach Webb ahead in P21. So all is going well for these drivers so far. I say all going well, not for Zach Webb who had that spin not so long ago in the race at turn number 18. losing a lot of positions there, so he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to make his way back into some decent point scoring opportunities, especially with his teammate George Goodland now in P31. Definitely not ideal. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this one for now, because we have got Gabriel Wilson, car number 673, looking for maybe a move here, as it's Ferrari power against McLaren power, making their way through the flat out section of sector 3, making their way to the chicane part. The Ferrari almost sniffing the rear wing of the McLaren there. Is the Ferrari going to go for a send? He isn't. He's going to tuck in behind and try and think better off it. And that McLaren is going to go deep, and the Ferrari may choose to go for a better straight line speed move. And that's McLaren off in the background. Not too sure who that is. That's going to be the car number 12? I think it's car number 12. That's gone completely straight on. At the chicane, but I'm not too sure, so it's all a bit all over the place now, chat. It's all over the place. I know, right, Fushi? I know, right? We'll go on board with that driver in just a second. We're going to get on board with this battle, which could happen, and it could happen now, down into this braking zone in these corners of 7, 8 and 9, and that's going to be the Ferrari up and done into P number 21. And we've got Suffocating in the background trying to challenge Zach Webb, but he does get the move done and makes his way into P21, and that's going to be Wilson into P20. It is indeed. And there you go. So Zach Webb losing 2 positions in 7, 8 and 9. And yeah, definitely not ideal. Definitely not what you want. So Zach Webb could be running some hefty damage. Or if it's not hefty damage, it's just, I'd say, anger. Obviously from that moment, that spin, I think he's just, all he's seeing is red right now, which definitely isn't ideal. But let's go on board with car number 666 now. Yenti. P18 at the moment. The gap ahead of them is 2.1. They are slowly chomping away at that gap, ever so slightly. So we'll see if they can gain and catch, which I believe they can. So we'll just keep an eye on that one. At the moment as well, not much happening for the top 6, I would say. Gaps roughly around a second to 1.6 to 1.4 of that terrain. Yeah, I mean, we've got Darkness maybe looking to concealed and drop another position, and that's going to be actually to Wilson, who's managed to get past Darkness already, and that's to him now up into P number 20, I believe Wilson is. Oh, Darkness almost into the back of him there. That would have definitely been a big crash. I'd say a big crash, a little minor crash, but definitely not instant he wants to get himself involved into. So that's, luckily he managed to slam on the brakes and avoid Wilson there. But now down to turn 1, Darkness will now take back P number 20. Zach Webb was looking to the inside there, but Suffocating able to block it off and do a good job there. And look at that, both kick drivers together in the background, but one down in P number 32, and Zach Webb in P23, so he has, I believe, officially, I'd say, lapped his teammate, which yeah, and isn't a friendly, I wouldn't say a friendly sight, but isn't a great thing to see, because people are not a fan of being lapped. But anyways, back to the racing action at 7, 8 and 9 now. Ooh, almost contact between those two. Wow, Zuz. And now Suffocating trying to get a move done on Darkness as well. Around the outside. Is he going to get it done? I think he might. And it's going to be a bit of budge contact between those two. Oh, but the Ferrari does switch position and brake a little bit early. And Darkness almost into the back of him. But Darkness able to defend off Suffocating and defend for P21 at the moment. We've got a lovely battle happening at the back of the grid right now. Absolutely fantastic. But wow, what are we doing here? What is going on? What are we doing here? It's great. It's great to see the action. Wow. We'll keep on board for this battle just a little bit further and a little bit longer, because we have got a bit of a spicy chomp down of a gap right now up in P6 and P7. So we're going to hop up there in just a sec. But we'll see, because I think Suffocating, if he gets a really good exit here at turn number 16, then he could do well to get past Darkness with the straight line speed difference against the Ferrari versus BMW. Go on board with a Suffocating, actually. See his bonnet cam. And I'll make sure for next time to disable that rear view mirror, shall I say. You can see the straight line speed difference, and Zach Webb has got the straight line speed difference as well. So we'll see. Ollie goes way too deep on the brakes, so it could allow Zach Webb to go for a move on the inside or the outside. And Suffocating able to get early on the power and defend position for now, but Zach Webb is looking like he's gaining, and he might send it down the inside, and he doesn't. But Suffocating late on the brakes, gets a good exit, and he does get a good exit, which could mean he could compete for Darkness if he goes flat out through Rouge. Let's go on board with Darkness and get the wing cam involved here. There's Suffocating. He's gaining. He's gaining. And gaining and gaining and gaining. He is gaining enough to go for a move. He's going to switch to, I believe that's the outside line. No, it's the inside line, I believe. But Darkness, way confident. And later on the brakes, just able to defend from Suffocating at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic. We're going to go on board, though, with P11 right now, because they're in a little bit of a spicy battle with P10. So we're going to do the same thing, go on board a P10 and see the straight line speed difference between these two. One's in the Lamborghini, one's in the McLaren behind, which is chasing the Lamborghini. So let's see how well Beans Boy Racing can defend against Lily chasing them down. Oh, and they're coming into the pit lane, so that is, and never mind, that's an easy move for Lily up into P10 now. So there we go. That was that one done. We could go on board with, I'd say, Canton. P6 right now. Chasing down the Nissan for P5. They make their way through a Rouge. A little bit rough, a little bit bumpy there. The gap is around about 0.5 of a second. Isn't really decreasing. It has stayed about the same for like the last couple of laps, which isn't a massive problem. I'm going to go back on board with Suffocating now as they're making their way through Sector 3. A lovely flat out section. And they are on the literal rear wing or the gearbox, however you want to say it. They're going to try and go for a move. And they're going to try and go up the inside into the chicane. And they're going to say no. But Darkness goes way too deep and does go off track. Hits a sausage curb. Loses 1, 2, and it could be 3 positions in one corner. It looks like it'll be 2 for now. But could it be 3? Heading down to turn 1. We are about to find out. And it looks like it's not. He's lost 2 positions, obviously, in one corner. Luckily, it's not 3. There we go. There you have it. So, Ollie putting the pressure on Darkness. Darkness doing everything he can. A little bit too late. Feeling the pressure. Goes deep into the chicane. And that could be a track limit warning there. But Darkness looking to fight back and come back once again on Suffocating, but Suffocating doing everything he can to get into that slip and tow a Webby and try and stay ahead of Darkness, heading into 7, 8 and 9. And Suffocating does defend that position for now, but the BMW does look very good here in Sector 1, so can Suffocating keep behind? It looks like he is for now. That is lovely to see. Excellent defending, lovely battling, fantastic. Back aboard of these two again. Let's see what they can produce. What can they show for us? As we have some cars now leaving pit exit. And they get a little bit more straight line speed out of that car, shall we say. Canton just looks a little bit too far back to get anywhere closer to getting a move done, unfortunately. So it looks like it's going to be a no for now. So I'll just chill, sit in the rear wing of the Nissan and wait for an opportunity to sneak through, really. So yeah. We will just wait for now. And we have got yellow flags. And that was going to the Porsche of 992 INL Motorsports. Not too sure what caused that yellow flag. It could have been going off at turn number 11 maybe. You know, taking the grass of a venture, you know, cutting the grass maybe. And that could have caused the yellow flags. We've got Zach Webb once again causing yellow flags, but that's on pit exit. So that could potentially mean that he's causing yellow flags, but he's not causing yellow flags. It's just the way the pit exit works in the game, and it's a little bit different. Sometimes a little bit broken, but in all fairness, it's causing no harm. It's just letting you and warning you that there's a driver having a moment or exiting the pit lane. Actually, what is not interesting, and that was not, I'd say, not close, but I'm glad Joe Viper stopped there because they could have made contact with that Porsche. But that was Joe Viper going for a little bit of a spin on the exit 20 to now cross the line to start their next lap, which is number, not too sure. There is a lap count here somewhere. I will find it. I know it's somewhere on here. Ah, there we go. They have done 11 laps so far. And there you go, 11 laps. That's all the information I can give because that's all it's telling me. 11 laps at the circuit so far, but having that spin would have definitely not helped the tyres one bit. Right then, more spicy content. Ackerman's in the pit lane for Team Rocket in that McLaren, going for their pit, and I think they've done their pit stop and they're making the way to the pit exit road to see what they can do and try and challenge some more drivers. Right then, here we go. Here's the battle we've been waiting for. McLaren versus McLaren. Jake Spinner racing in the 757 livery. Looking absolutely top notch, shall we say. Absolutely loving that livery. Zach Webb's going to go to the inside line now and try and get a move done here, but he doesn't. He goes a little bit deep and misses the first apex. The second apex he does hit to perfection. Running on board of these two once again, making their way down to turn 1. The gap is only separated by 5 to 4 tenths at the moment. No moves happening just yet. Spinner going a little bit too deep, and that could open the door for Zach Webb when we make our way up and through a rouge. That might just open the door. Because he smacked the wall there, though. He has hit the wall, as we just see. So it could be a little bit of damage that Webby could be carrying as we make our way through a rouge. And you see there, maybe a little bit of a lift, but that could mean he has damage from that. Because look how slow he's going. And I think he has damage, unfortunately. I think he does. Because that was a big whack on the car as well. Big whack. Anyways. Quietly in the background, we have Jimmy Lin. A 10th behind Joe Kelly. Competing for P10 here. Yeah, Jimmy Lin is making their way up the grid ever so quietly. Oh, wow. Aggressive defending there from the McLaren driver of Joe. And wow, that was a bit of a close one. But Jimmy Lin trying to think, how am I going to get past this McLaren? I've got to think tactically. And looks like they may benefit potentially from this tow. And we have got our race leader now going into the pit lane. And where is Ackerman? Car number 23 now. Where are they? Where are they making their way? They're making their way through sector 2 now. If they could get ahead of the leader, that would be interesting. But we'll keep an eyes peeled for that one. But they're both coming into pit lane now. That's Jimmy Lin. And that's going to be Joe Kelly into the pits. Let's go on board with our race leader. Now leaving pit exit road. So, roughly, car 23 down in P17 at the moment. Looking like they had that longer pit stop, having to, I believe, fix the damage. In doing so, that probably puts them out of contention for winning the race. They've had a big gamble and a lot of drivers box now. And never mind, I am wrong, because I completely forgot that the pits for these drivers isn't the same as the pit F1 line. It is, the pit line is here. I forgot that. So Ackerman could make his way up into P1. So we'll see. And he's trying to get a move done on a Porsche as well. And he does as well, up into P15 Ackerman is. But where's our beneficial race leader? Making their way out of pit exit. Ackerman, he is somewhere. No one can see him just yet. He's making his way up and through a Rouge now as we go. Where's our race leader? Ahead of Ackerman, really. Ackerman unable to get a jump on the leader. But the leader having a bit of a spicy battle with Oosby, making their way down to 7, 8 and 9. Oosby's going to choose to the outside line. But Oosby isn't able to do enough at the moment. So there's our race leader. Provisional race leader, I'd say. As we have the Nissan of car number 999 now entering the pit lane. Car 12. That looks like a spin out of Rouge. No, that's just a pit. Never mind. I hate it when it says yellow flags. It's so annoying. It's so confusing. All I say to that is SMH. What do I say to that? My excuse? Still learning the game. There's my excuse. But what is interesting is kind of 139 has had a bit of a moment. Marcel has stopped on track completely. I'm not going to say, or I'm not going to know when they're going to get moving, but they have stopped. I don't think they're going to continue anymore, but I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. Look at this. This could get interesting with Shanae in the background trying to get a move done on Oosby. Heading to the chicane of 19 and 20. Is Shanae going to send it? Surely not. Ackerman's going to send it, though, into the braking zone. Oh, there's contact. There's contact by the three of them. Oosby gets tagged by Shanae. Spins Oosby round. Ackerman gets tagged and involved as well. Oh, it's chaos. Shenanigans is happening with 26 minutes of racing to go. Oosby now finds himself down in P12. Now it's P13. Oh my goodness. The Porsche's almost getting tangled up together as well. Oh, what am I seeing? Shanae now up into P4 is going to be, or P5, sorry. Ackerman right on Shanae's gearbox. Shanae doing everything he can to defend. And these two going at it. Whilst that's happening, that's opening the gap for the race leader. Wowzers. Shanae's off. Shanae's off. Oh. Oh my goodness. What do I say to that? And unfortunately, it looks like Shanae has quit. Oh, and yeah, I don't know what to really say to that. That is Shanae gone. Was there contact there between those two? Can we have a look at the race replay if we got one? Don't think we have at the moment. Not come through yet. But that was very, very unfortunate for Shanae, whatever happened there. But he just lost the car. Going into, I believe it is 7, 8 and 9. Wowzers. I was not expecting that, chat. Oh, hello. Les Stefan. Almost getting collected by that slow McLaren there. Oh my goodness, that was scary. That was scary. The Porsche almost got killed there But they find themselves in P8 at the moment, trying to catch up to P7, and they're around about a second behind, 1.3 behind. So they'll be looking to push a little bit more, suffocating into the pit lane, and now that's the race leader, provisional race leader, up into P3, I'd say. Taggart as well into the pits. And our race leader, or new race leader, is now Lily, who I believe is yet to box. Yeah, Lily has not boxed yet. But they're our new race leader just for now. We'll see what they can do as we have Joe Viper letting some cars through because I believe he is being lapped. Finds himself in P13 at the moment. Definitely, obviously, not ideal. Oosby in P7 at the moment. Could be suffering from a loss of rear damage, as there was contact between himself and Shanae. But we'll see what happens. Right. Some more close battles. Here we go. Aston Martin versus Ferrari. Wilson against Andrea. Andrea trying to get around the Ferrari for P17. Hasn't been able to find the gap just yet, but may find it very, very shortly. Let's go on board with car 46. Must be a lapped car behind them, because they're in P15. And the car behind them, actually, never mind. Zer in the background at car number 98 is the car they're fighting with, and the gap between those two is 0.8 of a second. Lily into the pit lane now. And that's the lead down to P8. No, P3, sorry. In P3. But it says they're in P8. Oh, never mind, they are. Never mind, yes, just... Oh, I'm getting myself confused. It's going great. So Lily will make their way through and out into P number 10. So there you go. P10 for Lily. Let's see what they can do with 20 more minutes of racing action to commence, as we have the Porsche number 9 in the background trying to do as much as they can to compete and get past the Ferrari for P4. Ackerman 2 seconds away from the race leader. Can they try and par the pressure? Most likely, but we've still got obviously 20 minutes of racing to go, so we just have to wait patiently and see what happens. Beans team racing ahead of Lily then. Going to be feeling the pressure very, very shortly. Got more of the wing cam. See the different straight line speed difference and different corner difference. A good exit, to be honest, by the Lamborghini. But what's the straight line speed like? A little bit of a lift there by the Lamborghini. Interesting. Damn, it looks like the McLaren's like literally almost attached with a tow rope to that Lamborghini because he looks so good there through the chicane, shall we say. Oh, the McLaren's looking... Woo! The McLaren is really getting on the gearbox of that Lamborghini. Up and through a rouge. What can they do as they roar their way through? Lamborghini seems to not be confident with the throttle. The McLaren seems to be planting it, going on board with an outside camera. The McLaren is going to switch to the right, then switch to the left-hand side. But the straight line speed difference doesn't look like it's going to be enough, or is it? 7, 8 and 9 now. The McLaren's going to try and compete against the Lamborghini, but without the late braking move, he isn't able to compete enough and is stuck behind the Lamborghini for another lap of hard racing here at Spa. Andrea still stuck behind the Ferrari, who stay on board with these two to see if they swap when they go up and through a rouge. Exit at turn 1 then. The Aston Martin looked like it got a poor getaway, to be honest. On board with Lenny now. Really gaining to the car ahead, like a lot. I'm going to try and go for a move here. Nope, they're not close enough, unfortunately. Oh, they almost try and go for the switchback. Look how much they attach. It's crazy. How confident that McLaren is on the brakes and corner exits. So strong. Absolutely fabulous. They'll pull out to the left-hand side. Later on the brakes. Going to try and go around the outside of 7, 8 and 9. That's a lovely move if they can make it stick. A bit of a drifting moment there, but he's still going to try and fight this one. The Lamborghini's still going to try and fight it. He's not eager to give us one up yet. But Lily, she is trying to do everything she can to get past this driver. But the Lamborghini, showing the doors, showing the elbows. Lily now, she's going to pull out to the left-hand side and make their way through turn 12. Try and go side by side and still not wanting to give this position a P9 up just yet. Still going to fight it hard through the first couple of corners now of Sector 2. And then the final massive straight of Sector 3. Who is going to come out on top towards the end of this lap? Who's it going to be? Right then, 14 minutes of racing to go. Oh no! Lily's gone too deep on the brakes. Too deep. And it's now compromised their exit. They're now 9/10 behind them. They were so close to attacking. Well then, Lily, we'll have to try again then. A second now out of the 10th gap. Now back to 9/10. So we'll see. Can they potentially get back into the top 9? Or try and fight for P9? We'll find out. If so, it should happen soon. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's getting a bit spicy again now. Lily, she is just so good in Sector 2. And now she's pulling out to the left-hand side of the Lamborghini. And wow, look at that. She cuts straight across and says, no, I'm having P9 now. And that move was done in turns 13, 14 and 15. Making their way now to 16 with Lily ahead. Car 57, an incredible move. You don't normally see overtakes there, and aggressively as Lily's shown today. Car number 57 up into P9. Absolutely fabulous. Fantastic. But you never know, the Lamborghini could come back here again. But they aren't close enough for the move, so they have to back out of it, unfortunately. Right then. Lily now chasing as quickly as they can to close a 5-second gap to Andrew Taggart to maybe steal another position. We have got the Lamborghini that's 8/10 behind, but going on board now, I would guess it's going to be with Oosby. 10 more minutes of racing to go. Oosby 8/10 behind the Porsche. What can they do? What can they do? I'm going to guess that it's going to be the Lamborghini and P1, car number 301, taking the win today because no one else is able to compete. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. It's just absolutely diabolical crazy what we're seeing right now. Absolutely crazy. Nine more minutes of racing to go. What can the drivers do to the end of this race? Shows so much more talent and skill that they have. It'd be absolutely great. Absolutely fantastic, because Oosby is really pushing now and showing the pace difference that he is a driver that is quick and faster than the Porsche ahead of him at the moment. And Oosby could get a move done here, actually, if you think about it, because look how close he is to the rear wing of that Porsche. Look at the difference. Look at it. He is gaining in a straight line ever so quickly now. Gaining and gaining and gaining. 7 minutes on the clock remaining. Could Oosby get this move done? It could happen here. It could be on. It could be on here till the flag. I'm not even joking. It could be on. Wowzers, look, just, that's so addictive and so lovely to see them flat out through a Rouge. Absolutely lovely. Look at the difference. Wow. I don't know why, but I thought Oosby was going to send it there. I really thought he was. I was like, nah, Oosby, don't send it there. It's not a great place to send it, buddy. It's always towards the end of the race we start seeing gaps start to really, really close and really closen up. Really, that's where we start to see all the changes and craziness happen. We do have yellow flags as well. Joe Kelly down in P13 stopping yellow flags. So they've had a moment somewhere and that could free up a few more positions potentially. But car number... Yeah, they do. They dropped down to P13 and that's... Excuse me, P15 or car 15 up into P12 now. So that spin has cost Kelly a position. Yikes. Yikers, yikers indeed. Five more minutes to go. Oosby right on the gearbox here of that Porsche. Looking to the outside line now. Wheel to wheel now. The Porsche giving a slight hint of space. But Oosby has that inside line for now. And the Porsche does go deep, which could allow Oosby to get a better exit than the Porsche. Is it going to happen? It is going to happen. Across the line now, down to turn one. There are yellow flags for a split second for those two as they slightly both went off track. But down to turn one, Oosby not ahead yet, but the Porsche goes deep. The Porsche goes deep, and that allows Oosby up into P4 now. Up into P4. There you have it. Fantastic. Right then, Canton is against Oosby, I believe 9.2 away. So I don't think Oosby will unfortunately get a podium here today. But he has shown a stellar performance after having contact with Binner, or sorry, Shanae. It's just gone to prove that you never give up. Because you can show some absolute wonderful talent and really, really push. Like, really push. Absolutely fantastic what we're seeing here at the moment. Oh, but Oosby almost losing the car there. That could have been the race done. Oh my goodness. My eyes just flashed as I thought Oosby was going to bottle it there for a split second. Oh, that got a bit scary for it. Just a split, like just a sec. That got scary. Is he gaining a lot though to Canton? Not really gaining a lot of time, so... It could be Usby's woes and troubles done for now. And now it's going to be Jimmy Lin now. Oh, it could be actually. It is, sorry. Apologies, I didn't realise. Because obviously my ACC control was having a bit of troubles and woes and just lagging out left, right and centre. Let's go on board with Ackerman as they're actually fighting for P1. Mark as well, I do appreciate you for jumping in the chat, buddy, and letting me know about that, because for some reason it was saying that these two were at the bottom and it was just haywire, absolutely crazy. The gap was like spiking to like 2-3 seconds, then dropping down to a tenth. I was like, is this a glitch? Is this a visual glitch, or is what's going on? But yeah, what I've just realised is Ackerman's turned on the heat now, turned on the power, and he is right behind the leader of this race with 3 minutes on the clock remaining. Let's see, can he try and get a win here for the opening season of the race? What's it going to be? Is it going to be enough, though? Is it going to be enough? No mistakes can happen here now. No mistakes. Making the way past the Camel Straight into 7, 8, and 9 now. Now in Sector 2. These two drivers. Very, very, I say, aggressive. And pushing really, really hard. And hello, Nathan Richards. How are we doing? Yes, it indeed is Mr. Flinner. How are we doing? How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. That's all good, Nathan. Well, I was glad to have you here. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. You're drawing us to the final countdown, shall we say, to the end of this 60-minute race around the lovely circuit of Spa. It's been great, and yeah, there's been a lot of action. A lot of contacts, hit and miss here, left, right and centre. But now, 1 minute and almost 30 seconds remaining to the final battle and the final lap of this race. It all comes down to this moment. Ackerman's 5 tenths behind at the moment. Could increase a little bit more if the Lamborghini turns up the heat, but the McLaren seems to have a little bit more straight line speed because he is closing so quickly with that massive straight. Let's see how it happens. I'm glad to see you're doing well, Nathan. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. My voice box, on the other hand, is dying in the background, as you can probably hear, because of the awesome content. As you can hear from my little race control thingy bobbly thing, it is the final lap, and Ackerman almost goes into the back of the Lamborghini. That could be Ackerman's chance gone. That could be it. That slight mistake you were talking about and pressure, that could be it. That could be Ackerman's chance gone, because now he is 1 second away from getting anywhere closer to the Lamborghini. So I think, theoretically, Ackerman has potentially just bottled winning this race on track, because of course we had the contact earlier between Julian in P1 at the moment and Ackerman, which is Stewart's. May have to investigate and look into that one, but Ackerman may have just lost his chance to win it on track. So a slight mistake there, and that is it. That's done. That's dusted. There is no more, I would say. It's just the pressure at the end of the day. So there you have it. We thought we were going to get a spicy battle, which it was boiling down to. And it just, yeah. Ackerman made that slight error at turn 1. And that cost him a lot. So as we make our way through Sector 2 now, heading towards Sector 3 very shortly, through the famous, and for the final time here for round number 1 here at Spa, of turns 15, 16, and then completely flat out now, just flat out, no lifting required, no needed at all, and they're going to make their way through this massive straight towards the chicane. And that'll be the race done and dusted. And we're going to go on board with our race leader, actually, of Julian, car number 301. And as they make their way past a lapped car, they're going to come to the chicane of turns 19 and 20, and they're going to win the opening season of round number 1 here at Spa for Phoenix Simsport. They crossed the line, and they've done it. A driver I wasn't expecting. I was expecting Ackerman to take the win today, but it is Julian on pole. Ackerman finishes in P2, and Canton will come across the line in P3, and then you got the Porsche of Stefan, and Oosby actually still going at it, wheel to wheel. Oosby unable to get the switch back though, and there you have it, P4 for Stefan, Oosby P5. Didn't realise there that Oosby dropped down to P5, and then you just got the remaining of the drivers coming towards and crossing the line, like Kenzo, car number 9 finishing in P6, Taggart finishing P8, Lily finishing P9, and then Lynn finishing P10. And still a few more drivers to cross the line. We're going to see some more awesome battles that could be commencing, especially with the Porsche fighting this one. Is a lapped car, unfortunately, but the car ahead of him, I believe, isn't a lapped car, but they could have a bit of a fight because, you know what, it's the last lap, so, you know, why not have a bit of fun? But they're nowhere near, they're not even close enough, so it looks like, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. What is interesting is Zach Webb was within a second, within Suffocating, but Suffocating's been able to pull out a massive couple of tenths there, and the gap is now 1.3 to 4 seconds, so it doesn't look like Zach Webb's got enough in him to get P20, so it'll be Suffocating crossing the line in P20 to score some points. And Zach Webb to potentially not, I would say. Unless the point system has changed this season. I'm not too sure. I have to research that. But at the moment, the way it stands is Zach Webb will not be scoring any points, but Suffocating will be. So there you have it. These two drivers making their way down to the chicane now of 19 and 20. And yeah, that's it really. There we have it. Oh, and actually that's Suffocating there in the background, actually cutting the chicane, shall we say. And yeah, that should be the race done and dusted now. Unless we're waiting on one more driver. No, that's it. We have lost connection straight away to the Phoenix Simsport server. But there is your finishing results. Unfortunately, like I said, I got disconnected straight away, so I can't really, I'd say, show you the no, I can't, because I've been disconnected, unfortunately, so I can't. Oh, I can, never mind, there you go. So there is your standings officially for now, provisional results, and that will probably change with when the stewards look at the reports as well, so make sure to tune into that one via our Discord and keep an eye out for that one with all the standings and post provisional results and stuff like that. If you've enjoyed the stream today, I appreciate you very much for watching, and if you have any recommendations or any positive feedback or any constructive feedback, feel free to get in contact via my Discord DMs. You can contact me via the lovely Phoenix Simsport Discord. All the Discord information is down below, followed by our social media links as well. So make sure to go and check out our social media. And if you're not a part of the Phoenix Simsport community, go and check that out. Because trust me, once you're part of Phoenix Simsport, you will love it there forever. We have a variety of different games going from Dirt Rally to F1 to ACC to Project Cars. So many games to get involved with, to be a part of an awesome, active, friendly, fabulous community. And I will see you lovely and wonderful people next week, Friday, not Friday, sorry, that's F2. We'll see you next week on Saturday, 8 o'clock for round number 2, right? Round number 2. And let's see, where are we going for round number 2? Let's have a quick looky, shall we? Where are we heading? Let me just get Discord up on my screen. Bear with for just a momento. Where are we going? We're going here. We are heading to... So that's Spa ticked off of our list. On the 30th of March, we'll be heading to Barcelona for a 45-minute race. And it does seem we've got some thundery showers, which could mean there's going to be rain on the track and slippy and slidey. We'll see how that goes. Guys, you've been awesome. You've been fantastic. And I'll see you in the next one. But for me, Mr. Flint, I'm signing off. Bye-bye. And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?